Grab two 100% polyester dish towels from the dollar store. Polyester works best for this project, and you'll see why soon. Start by pressing cardstock around your faucet base to crease and cut a precise template, taping additional pieces together until the entire area and sprayer are covered. Trace this template onto your polyester fabric and cut the shapes out with a rotary cutter. Since one piece of dishcloth wasn't big enough to cover the entire area behind my sink, I used additional pieces to cover the area around the faucet and the sprayer. Since polyester is plastic-based, you can skip the sewing machine. Simply use a lighter to carefully melt and seal the raw edges to join your pieces into one continuous mat. Line up the edges and gently heat them with the lighter until they fuse together. How genius is that? Now, place your towel behind your sink to perfectly cover the area and keep everything dry. And the best part? You can wash and reuse this hundreds of times. This simple, no-sew solution fits your sink perfectly, catching every drop to keep your counters clean and dry for only a few dollars.
Wait until you see what you can make with dollar store hot pads. I'm selecting 3 hot pads in rotating colors of black and taupe facing good side up. After all 3 looped hooks are being cut off, I'm applying hot glue along the inside of an end hot pad, then overlapping the middle black hot pad over the glue. A black hot pad is being positioned on top of an end one, then moving down about an inch so the bottom has some foldable overhang. Flipping over all the hot pads, I'm applying hot glue to the overhang area, then folding the end to create a clean edge. And my new remote control holder is ready for business. I chose black and taupe since it looks great with my home decor. I'm cutting the loop off of one taupe hot pad, then folding it in half, securing the shape with a clothespin. Hot glue is being run underneath the clothespin to the end of the edge. And I can never complain about a pan handle being too hot ever again. I'm dry fitting a pretty dollar store placemat good side up along with 2 coordinating hot pads on top placed side by side. Flipping the placemat good side down, hot glue is being applied along the twine, then the top edge of the placemat is being folded over into the glue and held in place until secure. Hot glue is being applied along the edge below both clothespins, leaving the top edge unglued. My mini work apron is ready to help me stay clean while I craft. A coordinating hot pad with pattern side facing up is being placed in the center of a pretty dollar store tea towel. I'm drawing a middle horizontal line along the hot pad, then sewing a simple straight line along that mark. After folding the tea towel in half, I'm sewing on a coordinating button to the top of the hot pad on the side without the loop. And my new hanging kitchen tea towel looks stunning hanging on my kitchen stove handle. A cute pattern hot pad is being folded in half with the loop intact at one end. I'm now running a line of hot glue to close the edge while leaving the top open. And my glasses now have a safe and cute holder that can be attached to my keychain. The size is so perfect for glasses, you'd think a hot pad was invented for this very purpose. I hope this inspires you to pick up a few cute hot pads to see what you can make for your home.
Grab some kitchen towels or tea towels the next time you are at Walmart or your favorite big box store. Take 4 kitchen towels and iron out all the wrinkles. The towels can be the same pattern, or you can mix things up with coordinating patterns. Clip 3 to 4 round curtain rings to the short end of each towel. If you want to adjust the length of your towels, simply fold over the top and clip the rings along the fold. Then, slip the curtain rings onto simple tension rods and hang the rods in a window. Adjust the towel so the curve of the towels all face the same direction. Easy and instant window curtains. Find a fun tea towel with an interesting graphic image and turn it into home decor. First, iron out any wrinkles from the tea towel. Take any old or thrifted art frame and remove the previous art or any cardboard pieces. Apply painter's tape to the edge of the towel, securing it to the cardboard. Place the mat over the taped tea towel and slide it into the frame. You now have new, beautiful, and unique wall art. Find 3 or 4 tea towels or kitchen towels in a fun pattern. Flip 2 towels over and align the short ends up against each other. Place a strip of simple duct tape over the aligned edges and press down firmly. Continue to line up the towels end to end and tape the short ends together using duct tape. Have fun styling it on a table or kitchen island.
Grab some pot holders the next time you're at the dollar store. I picked up 3 sets of pot holders the last time I was at the dollar store, and I have a few projects I want to make with them. First up, I want to use this pretty blue one, but I don't need the loop at the top. I'm going to use my seam rippers to remove the thread until the loop is undone. I don't want to cut off this long piece of trim, so I'm going to fold it over and use a little hot glue to hold it in place. Now I want to fold this into a cone shape. I'm going to go from the corner to corner the long way so that my cone can be a little bit larger. I'm going to roll over the bottom 2 corners until they create a cone, leaving the top part open. I want to add a little bit of trim, so I'm going to use this great plaid ribbon that I have. I can now slip in a set of silverware and they're going to fit perfectly. This makes my place settings look so much prettier when it's time for company. I'm starting by removing the loop, and then I'm going to glue it into the cone shape. I'm going to use a little bit of lace to trim this one up. I can hold it in place with the hot glue, and then I'm just going to tuck the ends under the opening around the top and around the back. Since I want to hang this cone, I'm going to use the same lace to make a little loop on the back. Now I can slip in my scissors and the other things that I use daily. This is the perfect little place to get these things off my counter and hung up neatly where I can easily get to them. I want to use this great feather pot holder and add a button to start. To find the spot where I need the button, I folded the pot holder over and brought the loop to the front. Now I know exactly where I need to place the button. With the button in place, I want to add some pouches inside so that I can store little things in them. I'm going to use clear sandwich bags and my hot glue gun. I want the bags to open on either end, so I'm running a line of hot glue down the center of the pot holder, and now I can line up the bag with the end and then stick it right down into the glue. After the glue is dried, I can trim off the bottom of the bag, and it's still going to stay sealed because of that line of hot glue. I'm going to add 3 more bags the same way so that I have 2 bags opening at each end of the pot holder. To finish off the center where that glue is, I'm going to use a strip of burlap ribbon to just cover it up. I'm going to make this one into a little sewing kit, but there are so many things that I could use this for. It's perfect really at home or for when I travel. For my last project, I'm going to make one more thing out of the pot holders. To start off, I've got this dish towel and I want to add a little dab of glue to the fold line in the middle. With the towel glued, I'm going to fold over the pot holder and glue the fold of the pot holder to the fold of the towel. You can also see that I've already added a button the same way I did for the last project. Once this glue has dried, it's that easy and it's ready to hang. I love this type of towel. They're so great to have in the kitchen and are so handy. I hope these projects have inspired you to grab some pot holders and see what you can do with them as well.
I picked up a few inexpensive pot holders in a couple different colors and styles, and we are going to make some accessories. I'm going to use these 2 black pot holders with the loops on. On the sewing machine, I am just going to sew these together, leaving the top open. So I'm going to run a stitch along 3 sides. These pot holders are a little bit thinner, so they work well with my sewing machine here. But again, you could use hot glue or you could hand stitch this together. Now I sewed them together and I left the loops open on the outside. So I grabbed some trim with fun rivets on it, and I am just going to use this as a handle for the bag. So I'm just going to glue a loop around the loop on the pot holder on each side. Then I'm going to add a little bit more of the trim to the front of it for fun. You could use a piece of chain, a piece of rope, some ribbon, fabric, anything you have. I really liked how this looked. This makes a great little bag. It's going to hold a few things. I can take it with me. I'm going to cut off the loop because we don't need the loop for this project. Now this pot holder is a little bit thick, so I'm opting for hot glue here. If you do have a sewing machine that works for this, you can definitely sew this, but hot glue is going to work just fine. So I'm really just going to fold the pot holder in half, secure it with hot glue, and leave an opening on the top. This is really a blank slate. You can embellish this however you want. I have some iron-on letters here I picked up at the craft store, and I am just going to add one to the front and iron it on. I love that this glasses case is nice and padded. My daughter can take it to the pool with her this summer or put it in her backpack and her glasses are not going to get damaged. I want to leave the loop on one of them, but I'm going to cut it off the other one. Now I'm going to lay one on top of the other, just overlapping about halfway, and I'm going to sew the edges together. I'm going to add a fun button to the back of this. I'm just going to sew it on so I can close the clutch. Now on the front of this, I need to fold it over and secure the edges. Again, this is a little too thick for my sewing machine, so I am just going to use some hot glue to secure the edges. This is a really versatile little clutch. It's going to fold over, the loop is going to hook onto the button, and I have a storage compartment in front and another one on the back. This works for a pair of sunglasses or a few essentials. You can throw it in your bag. It's nice and quilted, so it's going to protect whatever you have inside. I hope this inspired you to pick up some pot holders or upcycle some that you already have into cute accessories. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.